Hey, I'm back with more Warframe. This is a week later so today's Monday. On Saturday, we're discussing in Discord how it's probably worth me just logging in daily to do the mastery missions since they're not super interesting to watch and they're gated by time. I did log in on Saturday and did one mission. I didn't do another one yesterday. I didn't realize that it's like exactly a 24-hour clock, so you guess you want to do it early in the day so it doesn't drift too far. So I'll probably do another mastery mission today. The one I did was, in fact, super boring. It took about 90 seconds and was just throwing knives at holograms for a little bit. Not sure what we're up to today. Probably just going to keep doing missions on the map, trying to find new mods. I think that the thing that I had fabricating is done, so I'll pick that up. Yeah, Taxon. I want to say this is like a pet, basically. Yeah, I've been having fun with this so far. Hey, Namek, how you doing? So what they changed in the new update from last week? Companion loadout, equip, taxon. Okay, so it has its own stats. Does it come with this Artax thing? Freeze targets in their tracks. Okay. Look at their conversion. Blast enemies within 10 meters, converting 50 damage into shields for the Warframe. Sentinel will attack the first visible enemy.
Operator, are you
okay, and I don't have room for the other things, so I'll wait till it levels up a bit. This thing levels up just like everything else once I bring it out into combat. Vacuum's a must-have mod for companions. You didn't see if I already had that. Does that help you suck up loot or something? Detects and collects items, including mods. Yeah, that seems pretty useful. Do that instead of assault mode for now. Alright, let's see about doing this. Oh, do I even have? I might not even have a mastery option. Doesn't it usually show up on the escape menu if you have one available? What causes them to pop up? Do you have to like have done something other than just mastery missions to progress through them? So we're going to work on the Mars Junction some more here. That's defeat frontier Grineer enemies on Earth. Okay. So that could be basically anywhere on Earth. I guess I may as well do missions that I haven't done yet. See what I unlock. As long as it says Grineer, we should be okay. Zephyr's another Warframe. I love out-of-context gaming vocabulary. You need to pop your cyst. What does that mean? Things that make sense to the player base.
The Grineer want to poison the mighty forests of Earth to make more room for themselves. You are here to stop them. Find the toxin mixer. My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Trying to level up this new shotgun, because I've been using basically just the sword for almost all of last episode. I have a cyst on my neck. Where does that come from? If there's things that I knew last week that I've forgotten this week, feel free to let me know. I'll suspend the backseating policy a little bit. I'll mind some extra health in that category. Oh, it's another player here. Player transmitted disease. Interesting. Like, back in classic WoW, that one raid or dungeon that gave everybody a disease. What does it do?
The mixer activates the toxin by combining it with a biocatalyst. Remove the biocatalyst to render the toxin harmless. Take care when destroying the biocatalyst cartridge. It is highly explosive. Good work. Now get to the injector.
Texon level up. Cool.
Set the injector into overdrive to incinerate.
Oh,
the
you can
toxin.
drain it to make a pet. Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't remember if we got into it at length, but you can always type !hide before your message in order for chat to be able to see it, but me not to be able to see it.
Keep the Grenier away while it melts down.
But if it's something that I ought to know from a week ago, feel free to just tell me, that's fine. I'm guessing the other guys in here are blazing through the level, it looks like. Is it strictly better to play multiplayer? I know that Diablo 3 worked like that for a long time, where it was just mathematically better. You got more rewards, more XP. The only reason to play solo was its own benefit of not having to deal with other people. Oh, I see. This is like a defend the base type situation. Had an actual infected cyst on your neck.
A massive batch of Grenier toxin.
Did end up getting
Good
pops?
work. Get to extraction.
Get to
There
extraction.
are still undiscovered supply caches in the area. You may want to locate them before leaving.
I think I got enough Grenier kills here, we'll see. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm sorry. Just killing the jerks. Hooray! More enemies, more XP, generally easier. Okay. I'm probably going to end up playing this game tall rather than wide. It might be fun to check out some other frames at some point if I, you know, unlock the materials necessary to make one naturally. But I'm probably more likely to just focus on one thing at a time. I want to click here to do leave squad, right? Okay, so Mars Junction should be ready then, right? Yeah. Oh, but I have to do Eurasia first. I should have done that. I didn't see that that was a link to it. Yeah, it seems like, as far as the game's like revenue model, it's pretty friendly to someone that just wants to stick with a frame, play through all of it that way, just to see all of the like core level content. It can get expensive if you're trying to like build out your storage for multiple frames. Hey, you got a similar
This
color
is a
scheme,
mobile
friend.
transmission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Oh, right. Because I have to be using a secondary weapon when I'm carrying this thing, right?
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Mobile defense. Cool. So, is there an additional reward for killing an enemy yourself? Like, whenever I kill an enemy, is my multiplayer partner being denied the XP from it? Or is it mostly just whether or not I'm getting weapon XP? I still feel like even after the first session, I don't have a great intuition for the difference between the different kinds of experience. Like, it seems like most of it comes from actually using the weapon, right? Like, my kunai is poorly leveled up and my sword is heavily leveled up, because I was mostly using the sword.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving. I need access to a terminal. Find one and patch me in.
It's distributed differently. A normal weapon kill gives you 50% XP of the weapon, the other half to your Warframe. Teammate kill gives you 25% of the XP to your Warframe, and the rest split evenly between all your weapons. Interesting. So if you're wanting to level a weapon passively without actively using it, playing multiplayer kind of seems like the way to go.
We are on the way. Terminal spotted.
I definitely want to replace my kunai. Oh, I think that might... the vitality card I have might be flawed. I'll check after this.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Mod, not card. Yeah. How much does it affect enemy density? Is it every player increases the number of enemies but by like double, or is it players n enemies, where n is the number of enemies you would get if you were solo?
Defend.
Oh, I misunderstood, right? I have to use E. And I can still shoot while I have this fancy lightsaber out.
We are finished here. Move on.
Kill 120 enemies while sliding. Are those pop-ups like that? Is that like a daily objective, or...? There are a lot more enemy spawns? Okay. It's enough that it works out to be generally better for XP playing with others.
Drop me in and defend our position.
Let's go.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
How many enemies while sliding? I'm gonna get as many of these sliding kills as possible for no particular reason.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Working on it. That works. So is there going to be a mission series later that's going to explain the lore of their Grineer, or is that something that's like text codex entries? I know we learned there was that one faction that's like hyper-capitalist, right?
The odds were
Mercantile.
against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
I like how you get some extra forward momentum there when you slide and then melee. That was loud. Hey, that's cool. Extra credits, basically.
I believe in you all.
That was fun. Hey, thank you, LitFX. How have you been? Appreciate that. Diamond skin.
You're super awesome.
There's not a setting that has me leave a squad after every mission, right? Because I wouldn't mind being randomly partnered with people, but I don't like the feeling of, oh shoot, now we have to like pick the same mission together after that, you know? Check what the deal is with my frame here. Okay, I guess I already have a non-flawed one equipped. Gotcha. Do have room to equip something else, though. You can't stack two of the same even if one of them is flawed, the other one's not, right? Oops. For some reason, I want to be able to upgrade it from that screen and keep unequipping it by mistake. Yes, I'm sure.
If I may say, Operator, your chosen Warframe suits you.
Nora Knight is an intentional reference to the Warriors. Is that the radio lady? Where's Junction? She always been in the game. She's like she represents all of the daily objective type things, right? Oh, geez. That's a cool attack. That's good enough. Used to be an alert system. Hooray! Haven't seen them. It hasn't had the click moment happen yet. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the beginning of the game is a little too easy. I think the fun part is upgrading your mods and getting to the point where they're overpowered, right? I feel like I don't know what they could do to make it better to like hook people sooner, but the early mods that you get are intentionally not very strong. You're like, 20% melee speed, who cares? But it's like, oh, if I invest enough points into this, I can get my melee speed up to plus 120%, and then that's a big deal. Oh, did I just have a sword stance drop? Cancel this. Go equip it. Yeah, exactly. I think it's the game is more like a Diablo ARPG where it's not can you overcome the challenge, because you absolutely will. Like, it's a foregone conclusion. The difficulty's not it's not meant to be hard. It's how stylish can you be, and can you unlock additional cool ways to do it? You know, how fast and efficient can you be?
Will you begin another mission?
I think Diablo 3 goes to great lengths to like make you feel powerful right away, but then immediately show you that you're super powerful, but you could be double powerful, right? We'll give you a legendary drop early on, or a skill rune or something that makes you super strong. And I think it takes a little bit longer to see what super strong means in this game, if that makes sense. Iron Phoenix. Oh, that's cool. So how exactly does that work? Oh, really? Huh, so it like literally gives you moves? That's kind of cool. Is it just moves, like, or do those moves have stats themselves? I don't know if that question makes any sense. Leveling it up, does it just give it more abilities that I can't see here on the preview screen? They add capacity. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So now I can equip parry. So actually, let's do reach instead.
Tenno, your codex has been updated with a new quest.
Oh. Scope that out. I'm guessing it's required for my next junction. Let's see what junction situation is here. Phobos, Ceres, Deimos. Defeat 150 enemies in a single mission on Mars. See if any of these have a quest on them. Ceres Junction. Okay, none of them are actually a quest from the Codex. Deimos is open world. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to stay away from open world for a while. It's interesting to think about, like, I think there are a good chunk of video games out there that depend on a click moment to hook you. It kind of recontextualizes the whole game. The big one for me, obviously, are Soulsborne games, where when you first start playing it, you have this model in your head of what the game is like and what it wants you to do. And I think the click moment is when you realize what it actually is and what it actually expects of you and where your enjoyment should actually be coming from. And there are people who would probably like every Souls game that just haven't played one long enough to get to the click moment. Yeah, personally, I was really struggling with that. With this game in the first few hours last week. Heated charge pistol. It's an interesting problem to try to solve for. I'm curious which games have a click moment, but the game is structured in such a way that a lot of players don't make it to the click moment, right? Path of Exile is very much that for me. I got far enough into it that I understand why people like it, but it was more of a headache than it was dopamine for me. Maybe if I had played it for just another 10 hours, I would have, you know, gotten to the good part. Factorio kind of had that going on for me anyway. There's value, I think, to having games and experiences where you have to eat your vegetables in order to have your dessert, right? Like, but it's crazy that you have these online games where, like, the gameplay loop changes so wildly several dozen hours into it. And that's the part that's, like, engaging or fun. Stalker inbound? Mapping gave me a headache. It was like, I've got this appraisal problem, and on top of all of it, I also have to appraise... Oh, is this like a special mini-boss or something? Interesting. I haven't had this pop up before. Rude. He like temporarily blocks progress when he pops up. Yeah. In PoE I have to appraise what everything does, and the game wants me to appraise what content is worth my time, on top of everything else. How can you have your pudding if you can't eat your... You. Yes, you. Factorio, I was saying this when we were playing it, that like getting construction robots is kind of the point where you're like, oh, that's what this is all about. It's the kind of thing that you presented earlier in a very small way. I think the player can kind of get what they're working toward better. I got the Lazy Bastard achievement for not handcrafting anything. I was like, I kind of wish the game forced you to play this way. Made handcrafting really terrible on purpose, since it's not the fun way to play. So do I have to do something else to unlock the mastery mission? And that thing that's on my neck that I have to pop, I go somewhere on my ship to get rid of it, is that right? Level up gear to get mastery, okay. So it'll invite me to another mission once my... So are you not earning mastery XP once you hit the cap and haven't taken your test yet, basically? I was wondering if it was like leveling me above a cap and then I could do a bunch of them back to back if I just logged in once a day. Creepy room in the back of my ship. Okay. Cool. Check for it. 50% of energy used, up to 50 bonus damage on the next melee attack. Seems like a potentially fun ability. Leveling up past the cap is stored for the next rank. Okay. Gotcha.
Operator, is that a void relic segment? Ordis hasn't seen one of those in, well, forever.
Oh, they already left. Okay.
Void relics. What a baffling concept. Ordis will try to understand void relics again. They say the contents of a relic are simultaneously this thing, or this thing, or this thing,
Yeah.
but also that thing, and certainly never just one.
It's a box.
Thing. That is, until it's exposed to a void fissure.
I appreciate that
And
Ordis
at
is
that point,
confused.
all the possibilities collapse, each one falling away until the relic cracks open and exposes one singular thing.
Yeah, I like the schizophrenic.
Then,
Yeah.
against all tenets of logic, that thing becomes the only thing the relic ever contained.
What a load of...
Ordis prefers known quantities. Thank you very much.
So, do I have to like bring these with me to void fissures? Do I just automatically have them when I'm at a void fissure? Can rank them up to improve their drop rates. I see. Oh, gross. Yeah, this place is creepy.
Is it not, operator? Ordis would enjoy
purging this.
cleaning this room, but sadly this vile mass serves you and your warframes. A necessary evil.
Fair enough.
Operator, no! Have you lost your mind?
Click a Void Fissure mission, choose one to equip, and then the loot box gets opened at the end. Gotcha. Weren't people saying last week that the loot boxes aren't heavily focused on in the game design right now? Yeah. I haven't seen too many games that look like Warframe. It's like the opposite of a minimalist style, right? Let's see, we gotta explore to get to all these different junctions anyway. Void Fissure missions are just, there will be certain nodes on planets that count as Void Fissure missions. Are there multiples? Is there any reason to do one versus the other? Baroque. Filigreed.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Here we go. Gotcha. Not paid. Trade their drops. Okay. I guess I'm curious how crucial their loot is to the main loop. Is it just another neat way to get stuff? Is it the main way to get good mods? It's not really mods, right? Like the rare stuff is Warframe parts that you have to craft in the foundry. Probably see if I can upgrade my shotgun some more. Machete stance. Relics over prime gear, which is valuable, but it's not the only thing to farm for. How key is trading in this game, and is there a way to play without trading? Like an official, like Iron Man kind of mode? Or is it just kind of a personal exemption you would make? I guess the foundry system makes me less grossed out by the idea of trade in a game like this. Because even if you buy stuff, you still have to let real time pass in-game to craft it, right? Yeah. Usually trading, I don't like in video games. Unless if it's like super limited or only with a small group of players or something. Once you have access to the whole player base, it lets me degenerate the gameplay loop into what produces currency or good tradables as quickly as possible, you know. But it seems like the way Warframe is laid out, it's more about putting in the work yourself to level stuff up. Like actually getting the rare drop isn't the most exciting thing. The main ways to get a Warframe is to trade. Yeah, I guess it depends on the game. It depends on the game, it depends on how unique the different content is. That trading can let you avoid, right? Like, if there's only one boss that drops a specific thing that you need, if I avoid trading, then that forces me to engage with that boss that I might not bother with otherwise. But if everything is roughly equivalent, and one thing isn't favored over another in the core gameplay loop, then trading doesn't bug me as much. Because it's not like stopping me from engaging with the content. It's just making the time I do engage more valuable, if that makes sense. Frames you can get yourself. The way to get storage slots for them without paying is to trade. Make someone else buy the currency. Okay. I'm not, like, committed to going all free-to-play in this game. Like, if there's... I don't mind giving money to the developers. If there's, like, a recommended thing to spend money on, I wouldn't mind it. We'll see once it wins the vote. And we're committing to play it for another 90-some hours. Kill enemies with heat damage.
Get clammed.
Stop it, please. Good enough, apparently. Slots for convenience in the early game. Later, you would only care about cosmetics. Anything you need is easy to get for free. Slots are Warframe slots. Warframe and weapon slots, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think about what this, like, core reward loop reminds me of. It's interesting, because it seems to be more about rewarding wide play. Trying out, like, catching all the Pokemon, basically, right? Get all the Warframes, get all the weapons, level them all up. Play the same game in a whole bunch of different ways. It's like a collecting game loop. I don't think I needed to do more in this stage, so I'll leave after the first one here.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll look into pay-to-play stuff when this wins the vote or gets another bonus stream or something. This game's long enough that whenever it unlocks a bonus stream, it gets 11 hours, so I'm sure we'll see a couple more of these. Alright, let's see what I can do with my shotgun here. I am enjoying the shotgun, it feels pretty good.
Well, how the Tenno arm themselves.
Is the best way to get the this currency, I forget what it's called, the orbs for fusion? I think it's just through playing maps, right? Cool. Not from disassembling other shit. Warframe and weapon slots allow you to increase mastery, which shortens the grind for rep without having to vendor maxed out weapons frames first. Endo, thank you. Just trying to place it. We definitely don't want to bother leveling up anything that's flawed, right? It's kind of pointless. And this was the thing that was making more sense last week when I was like...
No, I am not equipped to feel envy.
I was trying to find, like, instances of iteration where something doesn't make sense anymore based on the way it must have been previously. I think that was the only thing that ended up coming up was, oh yeah, it's called mod fusion because you used to have to, like, mix the cards together. But it doesn't work that way anymore. So I can start selling some duplicates. 8 pressure point duplicates, golly. There's no reason for me to have duplicates at all, right? Like, since I can have multiple of the same leveled mod and different items that take it. I might want to have one flawed and one normal version. Oh, maybe if you want to have it for low rank gear. Okay, so it costs less to equip, basically. That makes sense.
Do you remember the old war, Operator? Order seems to have misplaced those memories.
Fine for now. Yeah, that makes sense. So, would it make sense then to have the one that you have equipped and then a copy that's not leveled, just level 0? Version, assault mode, shield capacity. This vacuum thing sounds amazing. I'm really glad that I have access to that now. Reduces the shit I have to pay attention to. Yeah, let's get it one more level. Never need more than 2. Right, because like, so suppose that I hold on to a low level pressure point, I have an equipped pressure point, I get a new frame later on that I want to equip, or a new weapon that I want to equip the lower level pressure point into. Once that one starts leveling up, I just start keeping an eye out for another low level one, and so on, right? Let's see, 5 out of 5. Ammo drum, magazine capacity, impact, crit chance. This counts as a rifle, it looks like. The shiny drop has like a sound effect that plays when it becomes available, right? It's not likely I'm gonna miss it. Be real quick, escape. Yeah, so where does my mastery XP? That's under my portrait here. I wonder why I'm basically starting from 0, because I felt like I played for a long time last episode and should have had enough to do an additional mastery mission. At least when one pops up, I'll be able to do it right away. There's a couple that might be worth having lower than max rank. Okay. Just because of the benefit per tier and the energy cost per tier. I love the shinobi wall thing that you pop out of underneath your ship. It's cool looking. Oops. Also, ouch.
Your target is this location's computer system. Find and access the terminals.
So this is another map type where you could potentially screw over an ally by like carrying this thing and not putting it in the console.
Your target is the reactor. The reactor will have tight security. Watch out for enemy patrols.
Oh, reach the reactor. So this one's not a defend mission, even though it opened the same way. Okay, misunderstood. You'll learn which belongs to my party members and what's a killable thing.
Destroy it. Target destroyed. Proceed to the extraction point.
No, that was quick. Thanks, ally. Presumably. Yeah, no, I don't expect that would actually happen, but I'm just trying to think about it that way. Like, it seems like this game doesn't make it easy to be a toxic player. Even accidentally. Right. I'm coming. Oh, is that another stalker? That's me. Oh, is this specific because of the mission I did with that boss? I'm gonna try to. Dread blueprints. So is that a blueprint for a weapon? Because is there any way, is there like any iconography or something that tells you what a blueprint is for when you look at it? It's a bow. Okay. And just bosses you killed. That's cool. Strongbow for new players. What else goes in the pistol slot? Blind Justice. Slashing and impaling strikes. Crit damage is yellow damage numbers, is that right? If you type something in chat, gives you a linkable thing that you can look at. Okay, that's cool. Let me see if there's anything I can get crafting for next time here. Can I do sort by craftable? It's mastery required. If one of these you think might be cool, let me know. Okay, so these are like pieces that you need for the Rhino Warframe, but you need to have multiple of them to do anything with it. Just making one doesn't get you anything. Orange and red crits. Gotcha. Our way towards Junctions here, so why not? Yeah. It's like an assault rifle.
Operator, did you hear that? It said...
Oh, that's cool.
Our intel suggests that our person of interest.
That's what my 2 ability is supposed to do? Maybe my 3? On Excalibur? Definitely at a point in this game where it's not clear to me when I should be bothering with my 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, it seems like my energy doesn't come back fast enough to be using it all the time.
Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have much time.
Doggos. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's one of those things like in a lot of ARPGs that I've played, part of the progression experience is getting to a build where you effectively have an unlimited resource, and the thing that previously you could only do once every like 10 seconds, you can just spam. I assume that's similar for a lot of builds in this game. New players start off not using abilities, you get more methods to regenerate energy, it becomes vital to the high-level gameplay. That's cool. That might be when I go about trying to change frames, because right now I'm not particularly married to Excalibur, because I can barely use the abilities anyway. But if I could get a kit of 4 abilities that I'm really excited about. So if I wanted to try today to work towards building an energy regeneration engine, like, are there particular mods I should be looking out for? Just keep doing main quests. Okay.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Don't you dare initiate that sequence.
The hostage is almost out of time. Hurry.
I'm in here! I thought I was gonna die in there. Thank you.
No problem.
You've
My
located
pleasure.
the hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction point, and I'll take care of the rest.
Frames with cool abilities have fewer HP and shield points. Gotcha. So go to the Codex after this, and that will be quests. I've been trying to focus my progression here as being, Can you stop bleeding out? I'm just pressing and holding X, right? Okay, there we go. I've been using junctions as my way to, like, choose what content to do. I go this way. So if I wanted to specifically go for shotgun mods, I'd have to kill a certain kind of enemy, right? Kind of enemy or specific mission type. And I don't have to worry very much about killing blows, right? Because I get weapon XP from hitting an enemy. I don't get like a significant bonus from doing a killing shot, I assume. Hey, shotgun proficiency 1. Oh, really? I misunderstood that from last week then. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So if I shotgun an enemy and then melee them, it's kind of a waste of shotgunning if I'm trying to level up shotgun XP. Yeah, I didn't think it was per hit. I thought it was per damage, right? But you could still do the kind of cheesy thing of weakening them with one weapon and then finishing them off with the other weapon. I'm guessing that's not terribly effective regardless, but technically possible. So if I were to level up Iron Phoenix, what would that do for me? More energy capacity. Seems pretty good. Yeah.
Operator, the
Makes
system
sense.
needs you. Will you begin another mission?
I will. Critical damage. Parry.
Well put together, Operator. Now get out there and...
Oh, if you never use your sidearm, you get virtually no XP. If you get at least one kill, it's able to get part of the bonus XP. Interesting. Because that bonus XP just comes from multiplayer kills. Well, I'll keep doing Junction missions right now, but if there's something in the Codex that y'all think is worth doing, feel free to let me know. I think one of my only... Well, I still have several ongoing struggles with this game, but one of my ongoing struggles is, like, knowing what to focus on. Phobos wants us... Okay. That helps as a scaffolding, it looks like. Get to Phobos. Okay. Fly me to the moon. Although the moon to which you fly me could be Phobos or Deimos.
We're here in search of lost artifacts and items buried deep below the surface. The scanner has picked up a target. Go to the dig site.
So I should try to get one kill with my shitty kunai. Just in case. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't even think about maxing a weapon. My fear would be that I would have that issue, or once I max a weapon, I never want to use it, because that means XP I'm not earning for something else, right?
Excavator is ready to go. Keep it powered and protect it from enemy fire.
I see. I don't think they had a non-Mark 1 version earlier, but I'll take a look after this. It would be good to get a non-Mark 1 pistol of any kind. What's the use case for your sidearm in normal play? Like, is it just you have these missions where you have to use it when you're carrying something, but if you're able to use your primary weapon, you always would?
Power. Find a cell. An artifact has been located. Proceed to the dig site.
That sucked. Some kit guns are stronger than primary weapons. Okay. Can I make it at the foundry quickly? I'd like to do something other than the kunai.
The excavator has lost power. Find another cell.
I'm looking for one. Green beam, got it. Always takes 24 hours unless you pay to rush. Okay. How much does rushing cost, out of curiosity?
Just uncovered.
Is it a global cost no matter what? Or is it based on what you're building? Range stealth. Yeah, I guess I'm wondering why you would want a weapon slot 2. I guess to be able to level 2 things at the same time. Like the state my brain jumps to playing an action RPG is that like you have this fundamental opportunity cost with your skill usage, or I guess in this game your weapon usage. Like firing your shotgun means you're not firing the pistol, means you're not swinging your sword. So I think a lot of these kinds of games bias toward you focusing on using one thing and then everything else being passives, since you can't shoot 2 guns at the same time. It makes sense that, like, melee you have to be next to the enemy, okay. Maybe you want something that lets you hit an enemy from far away. So I could see if you were doing, like, sniper, pistol, sword, because those all are accomplishing different things on the map, but you're so mobile in this game, and apparently so tanky by default, that at least 7 hours in, it seems like you're not going to be in a huge risk if you just close the gap with every mob and sword them to death. I go to the market to buy for credits weapons, right? Secondary. Hide own, hide mastered, items without blueprints. I thought there was a way for me to sort these, maybe not. And there's the regular kunai. Was there some other place I could go to buy stuff with credits? Oh wait, here it is. Accurate pistol used by the Tenno everywhere. Is there much difference between the kunai, the Lato, and the Furus? Automatic pistol, single shot pistol, throwing knives. Guess I'm not playing very accurately, so I'd probably go for the Furus. Noise, alarming. Oh, the Lato's long distance accurate. I guess I don't have anything at all for long distance, so maybe I'll pick that up. Oh, damage types might be the reason. Give it a shot, why not?
Do you remember the old war, Operator? Ordis seems to have misplaced those memories.
Auto. Equip.
If I may say, Operator,
Unranked.
your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha, ha.
Get it? Do you get it? I get it. Lingering Torment. What's the impact status effect? Can I see that somewhere? So I gotta get one more level on this to try that out anyway. Need more endo. Yeah, I know, but weren't we saying last episode that every damage type has an associated status? Thank you, Stagger. Slashing is bleeding, or whatever this game calls slashing. The only damage type that doesn't have an associated status effect is true damage.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system.
Do I have an ally that's giving me move speed, like a move speed aura or something?
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches.
It's
in
pretty
the
sweet.
area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Oh, is that a very specific frame that can do that? It seems like that would be really strong. Like, meta, you'd want to have one of those on every team. I feel like move speed is borderline everything in a game like this. Ouch. Are there any, like, Bard type support frames that are kind of not so great solo, but give good, like, PBAOE buffs to everybody else? One of my favorite things I ever did in Diablo 3, which unfortunately they patched out of the game, was a 0 DPS monk where you would stack survivability and stack exploding palm and auras. So you would give your party all of these crazy auras. You'd put exploding palm onto all the mobs, and then as long as you were playing with one other person, they would detonate one of them and they'd all explode, and it felt really cool. So if there's anything like that, that would be fun. Tavia is a bard music frame.
A coolant cell has been extracted. A coolant cell has been placed in the fuel port. The reactor must be
I'd be down if there's a frame like that to try to work towards unlocking it. It's probably not the smartest idea to build around group play if I'm doing this on stream and primarily playing solo, but...
defend the system until the coolant has flooded the fuel system.
Is this like an extra thing that I have that I can drop on the ground, basically? Aurabot characters are a thing in Path of Exile. Yeah, that would be fun. It was really cool, like, because you didn't look for DPS stats at all, and because Diablo 3 is so obsessed with making you focus on DPS stats, it freed up your gear to put all kinds of crazy survivability upgrades on yourself, so you're basically invincible. I think there was a 0 DPS Witch Doctor at one point too, but they got rid of it. An extra attempt if we screw something up. Yeah, it seems like you don't want to spend a lot of time leveling up the Mark 1 versions, Leon, because the other stuff is just strictly better.
Your crowns are safe in my grasp, oh Parvos. Protect me!
Sorry, doggo. It's really hard to not just use the sword all the time, because I know it's going to kill stuff in one hit. It's not going to put me in a reload cycle later. So, I don't know if I understood this before. People were talking about this. What is the relationship between mastery and having multiple weapons or multiple frames? Like, is it that you get diminishing returns the more XP that you get on a given weapon or frame? Is it that mastery is able to go up the more like raw levels you get, and that leveling up naturally gets slower the higher level you are? Each piece of equipment can only give mastery once. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Alright, that's actually really important. I didn't grok that before.
The road to good intentions be paved with hell.
So that's sort of a way that the game formally acknowledges the wide playstyle I was talking about. Like, eventually, if you only ever use the same 3 weapons in the same frame, you're gonna hit a mastery ceiling, right? That's cool. Does mastery eventually have a cap? Or is it not the kind of thing that a casual player is going to encounter in hundreds of hours of play? 30's the current cap. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's cool to hear. I like that the game has a formal incentive for that. So catch all the Pokemon, and there's like an ongoing permanent passive character benefit to catching all the Pokemon. It's not something you would just do for its own sake. Man, that shit's getting expensive. You know, I don't know that I've actually seen any health pickups. Like, I don't know what they look like on the ground. There's so much junk on the ground in this game, it's hard for me to distinguish between it. Okay, so this should...
Everything in orders, operator? Is that a pun?
Status per projectile.
I will attempt to bypass this fault.
So, impact increases the chance target will be vulnerable. That's stagger. Puncture reduces target's damage output. Slash causes them to bleed. So each type of damage that the shotgun pellets is doing can inflict any of these three status effects: stagger, or damage down, or bleed. And once it lands, lingering torment will make it last longer, basically. The closer you get to MR30, the closer to already max when you get them gear capacity is when you first pick up a new piece. So it's increasingly practical to play wide the wider you play. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Since 30 is the cap on stuff anyway. It's now easier and easier to try out new gear. Sure. That's cool. Makes sense. Yeah, I gotta like, I don't think I can really target farm for endo, huh? See what I can put on my pistol at least. Slip magazine, ammo max, crit chance.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
God, they really let you put a bunch of stuff on here, don't they? Huh. Oh, right. Guess I can get rid of the shitty version of it. Oh, I see. It's because of the slot that it's going into, basically. Oh, I didn't realize I could only equip 8 regardless of my energy. So here it's the way I get more value out of it is by leveling them up individually. Okay, that's cool. Optional supply cache side goals. The old endo or equivalent items. Okay. Phobos Junction. Defeat 150 enemies in a single mission. Okay. Open 3 Lith Void Relics. Scan 3 Cephalon Fragments. I need a Codex scanner. 1 fragment spawns randomly per mission. This is their way of teaching us about these mechanics, I guess. So what does it... Oh, it says fissure. That's how I know I can open boxes there. Okay, hold on. So this is the gear wheel. Ah, and it's a consumable. Okay. This is just like an emote, basically. That's interesting. The flame icon will show the active fissures. Okay. I have a question about that, but let me think how to ask it. So this scan 3 fragments, I don't need to like, there's not like a button press that I need to know for that. If I find a fragment, I'll just be able to press the X interact button and that will work. void fissures. Oh, and each fissure is only open for a certain amount of time, it looks like. T4 relic. Just, it's fine. Don't think about it. Hold Q. Okay. I might try controller for a bit at some point today, that is.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the
So just by
network.
finishing the mission, it's gonna open my
Resistance.
my
I
loot
can't
box
do
for
this
me.
without you. Void fissures. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury? You're near a fissure. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare. Use that reactant to open a relic. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant.
Defend the system.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Headshots affect your crit chance at all, or does it depend on the weapon?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Damage multiplier is separate from crit, so they won't show up as yellow. Actual agony.
Area completed. Move on.
Little flame icons on your HUD or drops you have to collect to get your box to open.
You are surrounded by Grenier Marines. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. That's it.
So I have 10 reactant collected.
Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Okay, cool. I didn't realize that the fissure's like a modifier that's added onto a different kind of map. The map isn't a fissure map. Okay. That sucks. Gotcha. So it's kind of a way to force more diversity into the game. People aren't just like doing the same easy style of mission over and over.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Because they might need to do a mission that has a void fissure on it to open their boxes. What's this, like, yellow effect on everything? Is that a status effect my allies are inflicting on these guys?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
too slow at picking up 10 reactants, you miss out on opening your relic. Teammates will yell at you. How can you miss out? Is because there's not enough to pick up? It's just a multiplayer mistake you can make, basically. Oh, you can get the contents of any of the boxes a teammate opened. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I see.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Hey, shotgun level up.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Does that thing travel through walls? The Excalibur's 3?
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
So how can you fail to open your box by not killing enough of the shiny enemies to get enough of the flame drops and then going to extract without getting that thing full up? Okay, Paris lower limb, Breton weapon barrel, person prime stock. So I'll take the thing that I brought. Don't extract without having enough first. Okay. Perpetual agony. Two and 4 are the best abilities. Yeah, I kind of wish each of the abilities had their own energy pool to draw from, or were cooldown driven, because I think it creates that same problem I was talking about. It's like, okay, well, one of them has got to be the most efficient per energy, right? If everyone else has 10, they'll assume you do too. It may force the extraction. Okay. Gotcha. I gotta get better shotgun mods.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
It looks like the cost... It's better to level up your low-level mods first, because you're getting... Well, I guess it depends what you're stacking. Plus 80% crit chance? Seriously? That's kind of awesome. So you can just... Oh, okay. That's based on your base crit chance. Never mind. That's still pretty good, but not what I thought it was. I was like, holy shit. Multiplicative, not additive. Got it. Open 3 void relics. Which can be anywhere. I may as well do those on different interesting areas. I guess this is the only one I have access to. I keep doing it. It's fine. Not that nutty. You said there's yellow crits and red crits? Like, what does that mean? Is it that once you have a 100% chance to crit, now you can like super crit or something.
You're near a fissure.
Pick parts from other players, it doesn't matter which part you get. Oh, let me make sure I
They're
understand.
dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic. You're still in the clear.
Oh, that's
No
cool.
detection
Beyond
of
100%
enemy
crit
sensor.
chance. That's cool.
I need access to a terminal. Find one and patch me in. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
I have some questions about that relic thing. So
Continue to defend.
it's everyone's box becomes available, and then everyone that's looking at the screen is voting on which relic that everyone's going to get a copy of. I misunderstood. I thought it was everyone can get a copy of whatever they want. It's not. I didn't realize it was voting.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
It's an individual pick. Whatever one you want. Everyone gets what they want.
Here is a terminal.
I
Get
see.
me in and get ready to defend.
So if you don't care about what you're getting, you may as well pick something from somebody else put on there, because it gives them some currency. Is that right? They really like to give me pressure points. It's like their favorite thing. Okay, thank you. So these missions are definitely correct to do multiplayer and do with as many players as possible. And it probably moves around which missions are void
Continue to defend.
void fissure missions in order to make sure that as many players as possible are stacking on the same one, I'm guessing. So if you want to do it multiplayer, there's probably people that you'll get matched with. Is there any reason to pick one void fissure over another? Are there like higher level ones that you need to use in order to open higher level boxes?
We are finished here. Move on.
Oops, misclick. No idea how to get out of here. Hold on. Jumping onto here, maybe? No. Sorry, team. I'm very sorry. I'm lost.
Terminal spotted.
Let me try pulling up the map here.
Prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Oh, here we go. I think I found staircase. Do mobs get like a health bonus whenever you're in a group?
Continue to defend.
I'll stay in that mission for hours.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it.
That's a good choice. That was a thing in Diablo 3 for a while, where group content would like buff the damage of enemies, and they were like, this is discouraging group play. People don't want to make separate builds for solo versus group play, you know? They have an HP damage buff just based on that. Warframe. Be exchanged for ducats.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Of course, ducats are a thing. Oh, cool. Crit chance bonus for shotgun. Thanks, game. 10 headshots. Is there a way to know what's like the most valuable from that screen alone? If I'm just trying to pick the thing that's the most worth picking up, because I'm kind of just arbitrarily selecting one. Is there like a color or a currency value somewhere? Your lucky crack counts as a round. Certain round intervals you get specific rewards. Round 4 is a free relic. There's a general rarity tier under each item. Okay. Oh, and you can sort on that screen by rarity. Blunderbuss. Is crit chance applied per pellet?
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Collect down the...
and make the Lotus proud.
Left 2 are silver and the right 2 are bronze. Okay. I wish there was a sell duplicates button. Dissolve duplicates. So am I able to bring more than one relic into the mission and not have to do the same mission multiple times? I see. So you would just stay on the map with other people cracking open. So how does it do that? Do you have to select multiple before you go in, or does it just keep prompting you to select another one? Ah, you just select a relic after a pause. Gotcha.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open a relic. You found a fissure. Look out for reactant. Location reached. Drop me in and defend.
Shit, this is that room I was in before. Let me try to not get lost here. Here we go.
We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Okay. Whew.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. They're dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic. Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
Looks like I'm just running around. I should get enough reactant, or does the amount of reactant you need change with higher level loot boxes? Are we competing for the reactants?
Continue to defend.
Can my companion pick up the reactant as well with vacuum? Everyone can pick up the same one. Okay.
We are finished here. Move on.
That's interesting. Given that it's so easy to not fuck it up, I'm surprised it's even possible to fuck it up. Basically what the mission's doing is it's adding new enemies, right? Or not new enemies, but buffed enemies whenever they get the
Marines inbound.
gold reactant thing on them.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside. Here is a terminal.
Can do.
Get me in and get ready to defend.
People aren't paying attention.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's the first thing I've seen in the game where I'm confused. That it seems like, given that it's, you would have to like almost intentionally fuck it up or really be not paying attention to not pick up enough reactant. It's weird that it doesn't just like automatically tick up a number when those enemies die, right?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Wonder why they made it a manual pickup. Some of the 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities make a lot more sense, I think, when you're in a group and the enemy density is higher.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
AFK prevention. Oh, I see. That makes more sense then.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. Tenno. Something upload.
So you can't just like bring somebody into a mission with you to open their loot box. Okay.
Get away.
Make a second account that just joins the map and stands in the back so that you finish the mission for them.
Tenno. Listen
And
carefully.
then get their box choice for free, basically.
Extraction box.
That makes a lot more sense then. Thank you. I'm like, this is so weird. Why would there be something that's trivial to succeed at, but that you could technically fail at?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Oops.
You are going to suffer for that, Tenno.
Okay.
That was the last of the Groove.
Oh, there's a mini boss to stick around for?
Risk, but it paid off.
Is that what they're all stacked up at?
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission
How do mini
complete.
bosses work? Just a chance for them to happen based on the people in your party? Yeah, you'll see it when you hit escape. It's like a bar at the top of the screen. Alright, so silver, gold is the rarest one. Okay. It's probably safe to just pick whatever's rarest.
The mission was scrapped, but everyone made it out. That is what matters.
Cool. So Titania is like a bow based I like how the names of the Warframes are all kind of drawing on mythology. How many total titania parts are there? Does having one part make it show up here? Components, okay. Each player has their own innate chance to spawn mini bosses. If you're lucky, you can get one every mission due to allies spawning them. I see. So what's the deal with Prime Gear? Is the whole point like this is stuff that you need to actually play the game to be able to access? You can't get it through trading kind of a thing, or? If you get the non-flawed version of more of those, I would be very happy. Oh, it's the only gear that can be traded. Okay.
Is your mod collection in order? No, I am not equipped to feel envy.
I just turn on a controller and will it work natively? It does. Alright. I'm going to try this for a little bit to see how it goes. Phobos Junction, I need 150 enemies in a single mission. Endless excavation, survival, or defense. Mobile defense is not the same thing, right? I'll just keep exploring other parts. Better statted version of existing gear that released after the normal version. It looks shiny and cooler. Gotcha. Alright, I'm on a controller now, so I'm going to see how it plays. I'm finding myself like hunching over the mouse and keyboard, which doesn't feel comfortable.
You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Okay. Oh yeah, I put that on left bumper, that's right, I think. Sprinting feels better on a controller. Oops. This will take me a sec to get used to this here.
Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them. You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Doesn't feel too bad. How do I use my 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities on the controller, if anyone knows? Yeah, I did, but it's really hard for me to tell because the difference between sprinting and normal movement is a really slight animation change. And sometimes I'll instinctively hit shift and not realize that I turned one on or off because the rest of the movement is so crazy all the time. Yeah, I was expecting to, I wanted to play it on the controller to start with, but when I googled it beforehand, people were like, no, this game isn't great on controller, there's too many buttons.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted to the
Oh, that's
extraction
cool.
point.
Right
Well
bumper,
done.
yeah, that's right. Oh, that's interesting. I don't get aim down sights unless if I already have a gun out. Okay. Need more energy, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I guess the only issue is it's a little bit harder to hot swap between melee and a gun on controller, it seems like. Eximus are rare affix bosses, right? Like mini bosses. They'll have a thing like a shield, or they'll do frost damage or something. It's certainly more chill. I don't feel like I'm like hunched over the mouse and keyboard like I was a second ago. Probably not as efficient. So I'm not getting any typical controller aim assist, but it feels fine regardless. Minier than the mini bosses that were spawning before. Yeah. No, they're more like a rare in Diablo. Like a yellow mob that has little special added effects on it. My phone here, sorry. One captured target. Interception, exterminate, assassination, mobile defense. Thank you. Let's see. Spy, disruption. So keep going along this thing. Since I'm streaming late tonight, my wife got me food again, so I'm probably gonna mute and chomp down on it here.
We have located the enemy's planetary communication towers. Capture the towers and remain in control long enough to decode incoming messages.
I was hoping I could just follow the little mini map there. I haven't done a map like this before, have I? Yeah, this is pretty different. Do I have to like hack something first to get down there? Oh, I gotta drop down through here. Okay. Right. These Mars maps are so vertical. Point control. Gotcha. Yeah, I like how this game's kind of oriented like, I guess this is how I imagine Overwatch 2 is going to be, kind of, sort of. Different sorts of co-op missions, like protect the payload, King of the Hill, endless defense, that kind of a thing. So I didn't join the map solo explicitly, is it still possible for people to join in behind me? Oh, I see. Interesting.
You have captured a radio tower.
So this is nice in a group, I guess. So we'll see if somebody pops in.
This tower is ours now. The enemy has captured a tower.
Oh, I see the problem. So they already took back the one that I got at the beginning, because I don't have other players to defend it. And that alarm means someone's capturing another one.
The enemy has
Are you
taken a
able
tower.
to
You must recapture
hold it indefinitely?
it. Tower online.
I'm guessing enemies just spawn forever in this, right? Are there PvP versions of this too? Conflict.
You have lost control of a tower. The enemy has all 4 towers. You must stop them.
That seems bad. Don't recommend the PvP. Yeah, I don't usually care for PvP. I'm just curious if it's
Getting stream decode now.
focused on in the game at all. Alright, I might have to leave this, because this might be too much. Abort mission. Try a different one. Should do that eventually, I guess, because it's got another thing behind it. I'm happy to hear that, like,
Krell is aware of your
something that's
presence.
always pained me about World of Warcraft, that they've attempted for so long to try to balance things for both PvP and PvE, and it's like, I have zero interest in PvP.
Eliminating Krell is the only chance for our exposed colony.
I kind of like the way Final Fantasy XIV handles PvP, where, like, you just have a completely different ability bar that's more or less inspired by the way each class plays in PvE. But you're basically playing a different game. You don't have to worry about them, like, touching each other. I think PvP can be fun, but in a PvE-oriented game, but like, I like the Soulsborne implementation, where it's kind of like this predator-prey. Like, the fact that I don't want it to happen is part of the experience. I haven't played it, but I heard that Sea of Thieves is kind of a predator-prey PvP game where you can do PvE content, but you're constantly at risk of being attacked by a pirate who's like an actual other player. That's effectively how the PvP zone works in RuneScape as well. Like, there's a lot of attractive PvE content in the wilderness, but while you're there, another player could come kill you and take your shit. And it's definitely a different feeling of fear and risk than going up against a computer that you can predict. But anyway, I'm glad that if they realize no one played it, that they didn't continue to devote dev resources to it for no reason.
Krell is aware of your presence. Strike first.
Oh. It's the boss.
Target acquired. Take them down.
Hopefully I'll get up there in time to help. The slide slash attack when you have this weapon out is like a mini blind cast, right? If you have the energy for it. So what's up with him having full shield and not taking any damage there? I noticed there's like little symbols below his shield bar. Are those the various status effects are all inflicting on him? That kind of reminds me of Guild Wars 2. Oh, there's a weak spot on his back the whole time. Oops! Gotcha. That's cool. I wasn't sure if there was some other mechanic that, like, hitting him from the front was doing nothing.
Let's get out of here.
It's an aging boss, sure. Why is the thing getting... Oh, is it because of the... Gotcha. The waypoint seems really confused for some reason. Oh, that's not right. Most of the older bosses have that problem. I'm happy there are mechanics in the game. It's good to hear. Sorry. Yeah, that kind of seems like a natural evolution of boss design in ARPGs. That you want to do phases and, like, the equivalent of, like, an auto-scroller. And then your player base is like, this is all about speed. Don't make me wait for an animation. Find a way to achieve phases that doesn't make me wait, right? Yeah, that's a good choice.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
Killing blow. That's cool. Oh wow, that sucks. The other bosses can bug out.
Nora has it on good authority that rail pirates are hungry.
I like that Jackal boss. I was bad at it, but it got me excited to see more content like that. It's a straight up defense. I'm gonna try to get that 150 kills in a map thing from this.
position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, I would give them, like, all the money to take a year and just focus on cool boss design for a while. I live for challenging bosses with mechanics. I guess you wouldn't want them in the whole game, because maybe the player base doesn't want bosses to be annoying or difficult, right? Even if it's just like an endgame thing. What kind of stuff do these, melee-oriented creatures drop? I'm just be able to hang out here. Finish my sandwich here. See if I can do this one-handed with a controller. I was about to say, oh shit, I forgot to mute myself. Sorry if you hear me chewing. When the first chance to extract presents itself, they can just leave without it getting me in trouble, right? Like I can just stay longer than they do. No problem. I sort of wish that ammo wouldn't drop if no one in the map has that kind of ammo. It's pretty. What are those, like, glowing blue orbs? Is that an energy pickup? Alright, I'm done with my sandwich. Sorry. I usually don't eat on stream, but I also usually don't stream for 6 hours at a time.
Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Oh, in RuneScape, you're gonna really handicap yourself if you never visit the wilderness. It's an area that you pretty much have to visit. Especially for certain training methods that are really efficient. For certain items that you might need. Clue scrolls are a big one. You get these clue scrolls that, if you complete different steps on them, they give you a really nice chest at the end. Each step is randomized, and you have a pretty good chance, I'd say almost 80% chance that at least one of them is in the wilderness per clue scroll. So what enemy is causing this yellow goop to fall on the ground? But it creates this scenario where, like, you don't want to bring things that you're actually concerned with risking to the wilderness because you're going to get killed, so you don't have the ability to fight back if a PvPer comes to attack you. So if the fantasy is supposed to be that, oh, you can go in the wilderness, and then if someone comes and fights you, you can try to beat them. It's just they're just going to kill you. You might be able to run away, maybe, but it really is literally predator and prey. The spitters are doing that. The bipedal ones? Okay, thanks. So they spit it on the ground. They don't leave it when they die. Yeah, I haven't played Sea of Thieves, but it sounds like the core gameplay loop is pretty dull. That the thing that makes it exciting is the fact that someone could come and take it all away, so you're making this risk decision of whether you go back to port or not. I don't know if that would be for me. Like, it doesn't sound like Sea of Thieves is the kind of core gameplay loop that I would enjoy, PvP or no. Hey, Serp, how you doing? You get that fucking archway. Funny stuff. Oh, heat resistance, that's cool. Fire rate up for bows, interesting. Okay, I guess I should backpedal. When I say that I've heard that Sea of Thieves is a dull core gameplay loop, I think it's because the core gameplay loop isn't why you play it. Like, you play it for fun social experiences with your friends. Can I see my current kill count for the mission anywhere? I know if I want to extract on the next wave or not. Assault mode. I already had one of those. Nice. The anti-Marstead Korean MOBA Battle Royale with anime graphics. Oof. What makes it MOBA? What is a MOBA Battle Royale? It's... It has MOBA-like hero mechanics, I guess? Tab will show me. I don't know. Total kills 160. All right, so I can leave after the next one. Thanks. League of Legends. Except you run around looking for items to craft gear and killing folks. Interesting. I don't think Warframe's very anime at all. Is it because there's robot suits that everybody pilots? That's kind of cool. That doesn't actually sound terrible, other than the anime parts, or... Like, I'm not good at MOBAs, and I'm not good at Battle Royale games, but Battle Royale is one of those things where it's like, I wonder if this genre just has fundamental play experience feel issues, or if there's a way to tweak the mechanics. Like, the issue with the Battle Royale that, like, you spend all this time preparing effectively for a mission, and then you die instantly. So you spent 20 minutes wasting your time, hoping that 1 out of every 20 matches or so you actually get to play the game for a bit. Oh, hey! As I was saying, very nice, sir. Feels good, but then that happens. So this just shows me what my abilities are, right? And they're just upgrading on their own as the frame levels up, I guess, right?
If I may say, Operator, your chosen Warframe suits you.
Cleanse Infested. Oh. Infested were the mob I was just fighting. Oh, man. Got an endo problem. All right. What are we doing on Phobos Junction? Cephalon fragments. So there's always one fragment? What does it look like? Like, how can I search for one? Go out of my way to find one. You must possess an Archwing and have completed the Archwing quest to play this mission. I try to do some other levels that I haven't touched yet here. That aren't hard. Okay, there we go. I guess I have to do it on Mars to do that other Junction mission. Oops. Use a loot radar mod. It will show up on your minimap. Okay, I think I have some of those. Oh, right, I can move that thing.
The VIP that we're hunting is here. Find them.
I thought you just had to use the scanner on the thing once you found it. Maybe I misunderstood.
Possessing a Roken technology that grants him powerful abilities. We cannot allow this. Get to his location and eliminate him.
Thought that guy said, "What's up?" feel like I haven't had to do quite as many hacking missions. Maybe that's based on the level, or mini games, that is. Based on what kind of stage it is. I've done like 3 or 4 today.
Vor's reputation precedes him. Taking him down will be a favor to the entire system.
It's an attack.
Another dead Tenno.
This guy looks like the asshole from the opening mission. They're both Grenier.
Vor has a tendency to play with his prey. Do not let yourself become distracted by this tactic.
You're making this too easy.
Alright, fine, there's too many of you. I'll go ahead and reload. It is that asshole? Nice.
Has sent you to die.
So was he a boss before he was added in the opening tutorial level? Go away, Asmodan.
The assassination target is here. Wipe them out.
Attack! Your corpse will serve us well. Die!
So he has these mandatory invulnerability phases, so you don't burn him down too fast, I'm guessing, right? He dropped a mod, it looked like?
They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
Reborn to the power of the anus key. Alright. You wrecked it.
Marines inbound. They won't be bothering us anymore.
Sweet.
Let's get out of here.
I'm enjoying this game. I feel like I need to find a way to get a shitload of endo.
Ordis has received messages for the operator. No, I have not read them.
Can you buy endo? Probably not, right? Seems like it's a kind of a unit of how much work you're putting into the game. Dark sectors? Where would I find those? Thermia fractures. There's an endo production mechanic I haven't reached yet. So I think I want to... Good, I'm glad you can't buy endo. It seems like it's an important thing to have to work for. I would like to beeline towards whatever gets me more endo faster. So what I need to do to get the major endo production mechanic? Let me just pick a map here and see if I can find... one of these thingamabobs. Alright, I've done controller for a bit here. I think I can go back to hunching over the mouse and keyboard. Spy is one of the only ones that you can fail, right? I guess also hostage.
Tenno, I need you to get inside enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
Oh, right, loot radar. Alright, I'll remember that for the next mission. That's a Warframe mod, right? The Thief's Wit, I think it's called. I guess if you happen to see one, feel free to speak up and let me know. Well, I guess you can fail in that you can die at any mission, right? Run out of revives.
Be on the lookout for increased
But I mean, you can make a mechanical mistake that causes you to fail without running out of health. I keep getting stuck on these, weird. You see that A is usually closest to the start, C is the furthest. Check the side room, it's probably in there. Okay.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
As long as I stealth kill them, it should be okay, right? They're bringing back raids. So are they... what are they like? Bosses with hard mechanics that you have to work together to defeat kind of a thing? Is this the thing that I'm looking for? So I have to select it and then shoot it? Ah. Gotcha. Cool. Thanks. Eight-player missions. That's cool. Well, shit.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
No idea where I'm going here. This might be it, actually. Oh, nope, that wasn't the right door. That's fine. I'll just say it's too bad.
Too late. We've lost this data.
Womp womp. I got the thing I needed to scan, though. Their buggy new updates seem to break them. They're gonna make new ones. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. What is affinity? I'm seeing that pop up sometimes when I kill things. Is that like rep grinding? I can sell Iatin stuff I have. What's the use of Iatin stuff other than selling it for Indo?
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
So usually it's, the format is you have to find at least one console, right? I'm already kind of recognizing this level format from an earlier one. It randomizes which of the doors are locked, basically. Whoops. At least I'll get this one.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Oh, decoration or endo? Got it. I love a non-choice. Affinity's just XP, okay.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
I'm not sure if that counted as a stealth kill or not. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh god. I'm sure there's a different way to get up there than whatever stupidity I was just on. Well, that's bad.
Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
I'm working on it. It's not like an elevator or something that goes up there, right? I'm probably gonna miss it.
Data integrity verified.
Close.
Retrieval was successful. The data we retrieved will have to suffice. Get to extraction.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess the, I don't know what you would call the jumping waypoint, but it generally does a pretty good job of not just giving you an absolute direction, but giving you pathfinding waypoints along the way. So I get super dependent on it, and then when it's not giving me that, which is probably intentional on spy missions, I get stuck pretty easily. There's like a little white shiny thing on enemies shortly after I attack them. Is that showing... Let's see if I can notice what it is. I've just been noticing it in my peripheral vision. Reflex guard. Interesting. So where do I go to vendor my existing statues? It's based on the enemy pathfinding algorithm. Doesn't show you the intended route, just the next door. Yeah, I imagine you just know them all eventually. Maru's Bazaar. You mean to tell me there's no Maru's Bazaar 69? Unplayable garbage. So there's different skins for all the Warframes, but do they more or less have unique silhouettes? You play this for a while, you start to recognize all of them. Trading area.
Hey, did you hear, Tenno? I'm turning everyone's Iatan treasures into Endo. Interested?
Trading is not allowed. Enable later. Okay. Well, that's for trading with other players, which I don't care about. There's a place I can go to vendor stuff, though. Uh-oh. Shoot. I just lost stream. Hopefully it's a temporary outage. I'm gonna give it a minute real quick. Let me see if I can restart the modem. Hopefully I'll be able to edit this on YouTube, but you might need to skip ahead a bit.